One contaminated magister's foot. One contaminated magister's foot.
You curse as the knife lances into your thumb, deflected neatly off one of the rough-skinned spores you and Thews took from the prisoner. A wet pop behind you. Thews on his knees, his spore cracked and smoking in his hand. Thin sprouts push from beneath his eyelids, his nose, his mouth. His screams choked beneath a single vibrant thistle blooming from his throat. You move to help your friend, but stop short. It's the elf woman crouching behind Thews with her chains broken. She spits a phrase, Kamir Doran. And you are choking, the spore boiling in your hand as gas blinds you. You feel something stir in your chest, then shift, then tear.
Oh no, triggered spores. Geomancer. Ooh, did we get a new ability? Speak a phrase that causes all nearby contamination spores to explode, dealing damage. Using a poisonous cloud. Ooh. Cool. Contamination spores. Me too, fucking. Painkillers are on my daily list. Well, I mean, mine are lesser painkillers, though. There's some, you know, I definitely know there's some painkillers that can fuck with you, so. Are you not supposed to be drinking when you take those? Usually not good to mix the two. Flawed contamination spore.
Nice.
Am I not wearing pants? No, it just... Ancient looking seed shell is dry and brittle. From grass may cause it to shatter. A pew. Ship's manifesto. This manifest lists prisoners bound for Fort Joy. One name is circled with notes scribbled. Margin, Diana. This elf is trouble. Calls herself a scion. Has some strange spores. Very angry when confiscated. Is sending the 3 samples back for further research. 2 to Black Pits, 1 to Arcs. Leave the remaining 2 for Alexander. Seed of Power. Rain Scroll, True Brew. Let's Parchment Actions. True Brew. Read. Gonna brew some beer. Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. Kind of looks like it should be Fahrenheit. Fairhangite is known as the hardest, most dense plant in all of Rivelin. Well, it looks like a useless lump. It does have some redeeming qualities, among other things. They're known for getting rid of nasty, embarrassing rashes. This book also describes how warriors of old tamed the plant to grant them a healthy life. Minor constitution potion. Nice. So crafting. Combine. Recipes. Minor constitution. Small poison bottle. A shell. A long branch. Empty potion bottle in Fahrenheit. Ringite. Minor constitution. Dude, that might be a little too much, don't you think? Take that.
Huh, this again.
This again. Leave me alone, I like my junk. Okay. See if there's something up here. Can you get out of the way? Oh, 10 milligrams. I thought you said you took 10 of them.
Hey.
I mean, it also matters, I guess, 10, you know, if you took 1 milligrams, I guess. Well, technically, I don't know how many, like, how many milligrams is considered a lot with Oxy, but I was just thinking, like, you took 10 pills, and I was just like, whoa. That's a little bit. It looks like you can get down there. Yeah, it looks like you can get down there, but I don't see how. So we've been over here. We're over there. Come back over here. I don't think I've been over here, though. Have I been over here? I have to go back and check that out. I was gonna say, yeah, my painkiller's like 300 milligrams, but mine's also a 24-hour painkiller, so... I know, yeah, some things... It's all dependent on what the... But I also take 3 pills, and it's 3 pills of 100, so... Quick save. So, did you guys... I'm not gonna steal their stuff. Who...
Mama! Psst! Vera, lass! I'm sorry, dear one, but you must go! Psst! Go! Get out! You are not welcome here! Go, she-pig!
She eyes you suspiciously.
Please. Please, just go.
You hear a small whimpering sound from behind a basket. You peer behind it and find a small human child holding her knees and trembling. The child quiets and seems comforted by your presence. She looks up at you with curious eyes. The child nods and reaches up to you. As you hold her, her breathing grows slow and calm. Her wet face is damp on your neck. She lets go and looks up at you with a small smile.
Thanks. You're nice. You can have this. I found it outside, but I can't read it yet. That's next year, and then I'll learn it.
She nestles back into her spot on the ground and starts tracing figures. A little family in front of a house in the dirt.
No, what did I do? I didn't do anything.
Where is she? You go with us. Who are you? Are you from the shelter? She says nothing of another. Fire, alas! She is so late!
Oh, fire, alas.
Never mind. It is not your concern.
She leans forward.
Please, do not leave.
What the... Ah!
Psst. Fear, alas! Psst. Go! Get out! You are not welcome here. Go! You'd please.
Uh, they make it so easy to miss stuff. I'm trying to figure out... I'm trying to figure out... What's her name? Unis? Unis. Second.
but you must go.
I don't like that. Alright, whatever.
La, 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 la.
I'm gonna say. We're gonna say the path of him knowledge path. Where are these? Supposedly there's things. I would like to know what quest it is marking. It never tells me.
I told him at noon exactly. Didn't I?
She's gone, Father.
Did you see them, miss? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself. They were so close, almost within arm's reach.
Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
A traitor cannot be murdered. A traitor can only receive their due. The Divine Order's all that stands between everything you see and avoid Woken's throat. Any traitor to them is a traitor to us all. Believe it or don't. The Divine Order doesn't need our loyalty. They'll save us in spite of ourselves.
I'm looking for someone named. Verdas.
She's gone, Father. Gone.
Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
Yet so quickly, we find Source so dangerous. What in his death caused it? So Voidwoken are attracted to Source. But why?
I hope you love your bell, my friend. Its chimes help you find what you seek.
Don't tell anyone where you got this, eh?
Ah, you're back. Oh, it's so good to see you, mate. You look... You know who you look like? The moon. I bet you hear that all the time, don't you? Sure, have a look. You got the money? Suit yourself.
Here's the goods. Like you wanted. Still on your feet, eh? Only the finest, you know.
Ain't fit for beasts.
The shrine depicts Lucian the Divine, avatar of the 7 gods. You hear a strange sound, like rusted hinges creaking and air rushing through a tunnel. A hatch appears behind the shrine.
Shrine, by the looks of it.
Spoken! Lucian has spoken! The eternal prayer! It worked!
Need something in the kitchen, do you?
Lucian, no more now than a picture. The divine, reduced to the mere representation of a man, as brittle as the paint on this canvas.
Don't tell anyone where you got this, eh?
Oh, we got lucky. Lockpicks, hello, gold. Small crossbow. Oh. Level 3 requires 10 finesse.
Garbage.
at the statue and recognize the face as that of the goddess Amadia. You read something about her once long ago. The droplet burns both hot and cold, and yet you feel no pain. You step towards the flow, desiring more, wanting desperately for it to take you, and darkness envelops you.
Ooh, poison flask.
Garbage.
Okay. Bananas, go lay down. Go lay down. What? What? What you want? What you want? Hi. We'll go potty. Oh, yes, that it. Should I go potty? Okay. Oh no, what? I broke my weapon? I broke my weapon. I broke my weapon. What? Is this how this works? I had no idea. Well, shit. Wait, hold up. I should have just been using the bow. What was I doing? I was being stupid is what I was being. Why is this in his thing?
Get that girl and her head sucker out of here.
I guess he's talking about you? Let's just see about that. Hey, loudmouth. What gives?
I'm trying to relax here, aren't I? Whatever's going on with you and your passenger, I don't really need it in my vicinity.
You can see it.
See? Nay. Sense? Good gods, yes.
You're a mystic too.
Mystic? Ha! Used to be a sort of demonologist, though. Was learning the arts, at least. Never did have much of a knack for it, to be honest. Studied under a real maestro, though. Learned this and that, too. Doubt it. Exorcism's a tier 3 skill. I was only halfway through tier 1 when I got thrown in here.
Come on, make yourself useful. There's got to be something you can do.
Well, I might be able to tell you exactly what's inside you. Might be any number of things. A ghost, a floater, a lucid dreamer who took a wrong turn somewheres. Let me try something.
He places a thumb on each of Losa's temples and one foot gently on hers.
Now, let's see. Holy, holy, holy. You ought to thank your lucky stars. That thing hasn't turned you into a meat puppet by now.
Crick on a cracker.
You need help. Serious help.
Don't I know it?
Do me a favour. Get out of here and hie ye to the north of Driftwood. My old master was hot on the heels of something there, and if anyone can help you, he can.
Driftwood, Old Master, Hot Hills. Got it.
I don't dare say it now. Not while our guest is listening. Don't you worry. With something like that inside you, Loser, he'll either come to you, or you'll be drawn to him soon enough.
Well, that's good we came in here. I'm confused. Is this our way out, I guess? I still haven't seen this one, but maybe we'll find our way through here. Alright, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here. It's been like longer than even 7 hours. The stream cut out at like an hour and a half or 2 hours. So, since we've gotten over some of the humps of those first couple combats, things have gotten a little easier and things are getting a little more fun. So that's what I've been enjoying. I mean, that's what I'm enjoying. Yeah, this area just doesn't have any. I think the main problem is it doesn't have any ways to level up very well. I didn't. There was some areas and some stuff that I hadn't been able to explore, but there's the there is some conversational and exploration stuff, but they needed to put like on the beach area in the beginning. They need to have a little bit more beach would have been nice with some random enemies, either some like smaller void woken creatures, some like large crabs, some of those crocodile things that were just a little less powerful to let like new players get used to the combat, and maybe not have so many of the enemies go crazy. Like, I don't necessarily have a lot of have ton of the issues with like say like getting surrounded, like if you're not able to talk your way out. I know there's lots of ways to I wish there was just more like little side quests in here, like people needing like the grit guy, like he wants you to like find his stash of stuff, but I wish he had more jobs for you to do. I know it's like basically you want to get in here, do something, and get out, but it would be nice if there was more little side jobs in this starter area for you, like just anything. You know, either like some bad jobs, like go around and collect dues, like that one guy was doing, and you could intimidate them, beat the crap out of them, fight them, and get some experience and not kill them, or decide to kill them and get their money. Maybe he's not as happy with you because you killed him and can't get more stuff out of him, or whatever. Or like I said, like cleaning up some of those alligator things, or taking care of certain people. Killing Voidwoken on the beach, something like that. There's just very little. It's a nice little area, don't get me wrong, but there needs to be more for you to do in the way of combat and some more generic. I know it's weird for me to say that, but I do want some more generic questing so you can kind of get into the swing of things, get a little experience, be able to level up, and if necessary, that way the whole thing is if you're having a hard time somewhere, like I am, like certain enemies are, I'm maybe not as great as finding all the areas of advantage as maybe some other players are at this, because remember, this is only normal difficulty. I am on the second of 3 difficulties. Normal difficulty, the middle one, is normally where most people are gonna play the game. Okay, easy difficulty. The first difficulty is usually where most people, like where you're putting for people that aren't, like, that's where you don't normally ever play this type of game, and I don't know how else to say it. Like, you expect the average player to play it here. You expect a small percentage to play it on the highest difficulty, and a small percentage, not like a small list, but a smaller percentage than your average. Then it's probably the smallest percentage to play the hard difficulty, the most to play the normal or middle difficulty, and a smaller, but not the smallest, to play the easy difficulty. Because some people just want to do the story. Some people aren't good at the combat. So some of it is a knowledge brain thing. Some people just aren't experienced. Some people, a mixture of things, right? You just want to have a nice range of difficulties. But sometimes I can play the normal difficulty. That's not the problem. But sometimes I just need that little bit of extra gold, or so I just need one little extra quest, to help me go get some gold. Some extra monsters, because no monsters spawn in here. Extra monsters spawn in here. I want, just, I'm not talking like radiant quests or something, but just some generic, not even fetch quests, just generic, there's some monsters on the beach, I need you to do a job I'll pay you for kind of scenario, where there's just easy things to do to get you in the flow of things, rewards you, and then if you're having a hard time, and if you kind of do everything, you'll more than enough make up for that little bit of lack of experience, and then it might make things a little bit easier. Even Dark Souls, Dark Souls is a perfect example of this. Everyone thinks Dark Souls is really hard. Dark Souls is only hard due to your lack of understanding how mechanics work and your lack of playing the game, like having not played the game before. Bosses can be difficult in their movesets and all that, but you can easily make the game a cakewalk by simply over-leveling yourself. And I don't think that needs to be a thing here. But what you do, I think a game needs to do is, even on whatever difficulty you present it on, what you need to do is you need to have your main quests get you to about 80%, to where you think 80 or 90% of the way you think the character needs to be there, all your main questing. And then you have about another 20 or 30%, so the character, like another 20 or 30% of leveling. Or like, if a character needs to be level 10 to get to at a certain point, all the main quests should get you to about level 9 with experience and everything. So if you just do the main story, you're at about level 9. So maybe you're with experience, that's not a problem. One level, you're probably going to be, if you got experience, knowledge, you know how the mechanics work, you play the game before, or you have experience with this type of game, or you've played this, all that kind of stuff, you're probably going to be just fine. You might have a little bit of difficulty, struggle with it, but you're going to be able to get through it relatively easily. Not easily, but you're going to be able to do it, right? Maybe you die once or twice, maybe you have to reload a save, but you're going to be able to get through it, and it's not going to feel that hard. And then if you are having, and then if you're not one of those players, you might have a harder time, and there should be more quests and available stuff that you can go and do that's not necessary, that gets you to about level 12 or 13. If it's set at level 10, and getting you to level 12 will make up for that lack of knowledge, that lack of skill, or that lack of something, and not make it over leveled to the point where it's just a cakewalk necessarily, but over level where if you you take some bad moves, you're not going to die. It's not just going to outright lose the fight for you, that kind of stuff. I think that's kind of a good, because there's so many times in situations where I don't necessarily I don't like it, and maybe it's just a personal thing. I don't like it where I make a decision in a game, and that automatically means if I made that decision, what I want to happen is I want to be able to play. So if it's my first time playing through the game, if I make a decision, I don't want it to make it so it means it's such every single time I make a decision, it's always me dying and having to reset, and either do I really want to go through, I'm role playing this way, and do I really want to have to go through that again just to do this role play? Because me, I didn't want to give up that guy. I didn't want to give that guy up, but I just don't think I could have at what level? At level 2? At level 2, I just don't think I was going to be able to take on all those guys in the kitchen. He had like five or six people at least I was going to have to fight, right? And I don't think I was going to be able to take them all on. It's that simple. And I don't think it should be. I don't think the enemy should be that tough in nearly every fight. When I go in, I'm questioning. Well, I'm even questioning every time I go down to fight the. I guess there's other ways to do it. There are other ways to get out, right? You don't have to. You can go through without fighting at all. That's true. But I think the fighting should be balanced a little bit more towards that way. I just think the fighting, especially in the early on in the game, is balanced a little too hard. I know they want to give an impression of something, prison. You don't have as much stuff. Or, they're trying to give a little bit of a hard difficulty, or they're trying to give you that little sense of being in prison, having that difficulty or whatever. But I think they could have balanced it out a little bit better, have you that hard difficulty, and make it so you had to earn your way up or had to do some stuff to make your... I always like making it so it's hard in the beginning, or there are tough, there's stuff I have to avoid. I'd be like, run into those crocodiles, oh, I gotta avoid those guys. They're like, man, I can't make it so, like, I know I can't take on Griff. Like, try to fight Griff the first time, like, be like, try to fight Griff the first time. Like, have it so you, even if you don't get forced, make it so you have two scenarios where if you get into a fight with Griff, he will beat the crap out of you till near death and then kick you out, either your main character or he will knock out all your characters and then they'll be, you know, at 1 health and kicked out of the kitchen and be like, he'll be like, hey, don't do that again or you're all dead, kind of thing, right? And then you're like, okay, all his guys are tough. I'm gonna have to go and do some stuff. I'm gonna have to, like, either find another way. I'm gonna have to go do some stuff because I can't take him on yet, and I need to either level up if I want to, like, save this guy. If I want to save this guy, he's like, come back with my oranges and you get me a name. You come back with a name, right? Or he ain't leaving, kind of scenario. Like, that's what he could have done. Instead of that, he could have been like, you come back with the name, or this guy ain't coming back, and he could have kicked me out with like 1 HP, and I would have been like, okay, I gotta go do some stuff, and there might be like some side quests, some people need saving, somebody's missing, you know, all those. I mean, they are kind of generic, right? But they're you know, they're iconic, and you know, somebody's missing, like that lady that's missing, like her kid's dead, right? But they could have had somebody missing a kid. They could have had stolen items, and I had to suss out who the thief was. Well, they did that with Griff, but I mean, like, somebody stole a weapon, somebody murdered somebody, and I have to find out who it was, like they did on the boat. But this time, I get to actually solve the mystery, in the way I want. There could be a mixture. There could be a total mixture of quests, and you can make some really interesting ones. You know, make one of your more memorable quests, and that's the thing, is it could be an easier quest where where it's doable for experience and leveling up your character, and that way, if the area is too hard for you, you can go and do some side questing to make it easier. But there's just not that much side questing. Like, I'm at level 3 right now, and I'm about maybe to leave the area. Let's see, character. Yeah, well, I'm almost to level 4, and I've done quite a bit of stuff. There might be more stuff to do. There is. I could possibly go back and do the pit. I actually want to try the pit. I want to go back and try the pit. We might do that before we leave. Try that one more time and see how difficult it is. That'll be an interesting one, because I can get my collar off, I think. I think that's the reward. That's how it says. That's the lady. The lady will get my collar off, I think. So if I defeat them, I think I can get my collar off, and I think that might be enough experience if I defeat the people in the pit, the fighting pit. So that might be good, or I might explore down here. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm really close, and you get quite a bit of experience for exploring. Was like 600 to 800. Doing a single quest is like so much. So the other thing too was here, journal, path of common knowledge, follow your own path, the secret passage, path. Oh, okay, that's it. The secret. It just believes a dungeon below the fort. So maybe there's some people in here I'll get to level up. I don't know. Leaving hand in hand. Master who says come to help. This one I'm interested in. Path of greatest resistance. I still haven't found this person, Verdas. Secret patches led to a dungeon. So we might continue through this one. This one is marked an escape route on my map. Once free of the island, we were to see. I might want to go and do this one too to see if I get any experience. So we'll try out some stuff. But my point is I know I missed a little bit. I missed a little bit of area, and I missed a little bit of the game that was hidden on the other side of the map. So Maybe just doing a little bit of more exploring might have helped me, but yeah. I also don't know if I'm going to be able to teleport back here later on. I might be able to teleport back here later and help them. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. We'll see. Because there's these teleport spots. Waypoint Shrine. So there's these teleport spots. I can't remember if I can come back here later. I might be able to. We'll find out. So... Alright, anyways, yeah, I still just think there's... Maybe it's just me... Maybe it's just... It could be a slight bit of preference, and also... I just, for the normal difficulty, if it does get easier on as the game goes, as some people say, really feels like the early on. Every game is early on. It doesn't need to be the easiest, but early on it needs to give you a pacing of the game, so it lets you get your footing. It lets you get used to the game, especially if you're not used. If it's a certain type of game that a lot of people don't play, and needs you to get used to it. And I think it does a disservice to a lot of players, especially people that don't play this type of game. And I think, yeah, it does a disservice because I'm afraid a lot of people might have given up on this, especially on harder difficulties. And the other thing, there's no New Game Plus. There's no way to go on a harder difficulty with varying like the other thing is too is like harder difficulties. I would think on this type of game would have the enemies would have additional spells, varying tactics, and different combination of stuff. So like they would have more items, or they would have, like I said, the varying spells where they would mix up, and spells would do different things, different combination of enemies in the field. They could do a lot of different things with difficulty rather than just make the enemy have more armor, they have more armor, more magic armor, more HP, and do more damage to you. And they might do that. They might do that a little bit, but I think that's more key than simply making their health do a lot of damage. And when it requires me to do... I know we're just not equipped very well, but like I'm saying it is hard. It is very hard to get myself better equipped and make myself... It's hard to take away any... So there is a certain setting. There's a certain set difficulty, right? In the way in these kind of games, you change that difficulty within the game is by giving yourself better gear, leveling up, and better gear, leveling up, and what's the other one? Like stat and like any way to like boosting stats and stuff, which in a way is gear, but there's other ways to boost stats, items, potions, that kind of stuff, enchanting. So I can't really do any of that when it's very hard or no way to make money. If there's no side questing that'll give me decent, not even decent, but just not lots of side questing worth decent amount of money. When it's a game that the leveling is very relatively slow, or the area is very gated in quests and how to level up, then that makes it makes it very hard to level up. Then this character has been I didn't finish leveling him up. We'll finish leveling him up later. So if you take out the only way I really could level up, the only way I could really mute the difficulty, I did buy some armor, but it was a very slow pace at which I got gold. I had to really scour and hoard for everything that I could find. And I think they kind of wanted that. And if that's okay, I think you can take one or two away. There's no way to... There are some potions, so you still have some potions and scrolls. You have some items, but you can't really buy them. The only ones that you can... you can buy them, but again, that requires gold. So either A, they need to make it so leveling is rather slow. You get very little experience. There's not much... the quests don't give you much experience, and your leveling is slow. I'm fine with that. So they don't want a really high level, but they could have made it so the quests you could have had some repeatable or several quests in here that gave you decent amount of gold and payout, so that you could go to them and buy equipment, so you could upgrade your equipment and stuff a little bit easier, and therefore take away some of the difficulty. If you were smart and get certain items, getting better armor, getting better weapons, stuff like that, getting some unique or unique items. Obviously, getting the flower and getting certain items from certain characters, getting the teleportation gloves, and certain items like that were obviously interesting, new, unique ones. That's good, but I think, like I said, making it so if you wanted to make it so gold, or if they wanted to make it so you couldn't craft your own, very like when I say craft, but do it like quite freely. So there wasn't abundant resources at hand. So there wasn't tons of stuff at hand. We didn't have lots of money to craft and create stuff at hand. So that was kind of out of. It's also early in the game. We don't have lots of recipes. So the other one out of hand was leveling and questing. I mean, leveling was kind of there's no. We can't just run around, find a whole bunch of quests, and level up and make certain things easier. So our problem here is those two things, and then we don't have much money. So kind of all three ways to really buff ourselves up are at like 25 to 50% capacity, and on top of the difficulty. So I really think what they needed to do was maybe you can take two of those away, make it so you level up rather slowly. You only gain a couple like 2 levels in the in the beginning area, and you don't really have many crafting items. You can craft some stuff, but you don't have much money to buy crafting materials, and you don't have many crafting recipes because it's the beginning of the game, so crafting's kind of off the table. So you need to at least have it so there's quite a few either repeatable quests like the fighting arena, or where you could like bet some money, and if you win, then you get money, or you can keep fighting in the arena and earn money, or you can go and clear out bad guys, or you can there's whatever, not just repeatable quests. You could have you could have easily made a dozen quests that are just kit and caboodle and a lot of things, but you could have made them interesting via this. I mean, I'm already in Pathfinder. Pathfinder's had quite a few interesting quests already, some of them very basic, but they're just easy ways to make it so they're easy. I mean, they're relatively easy, but they're interesting. They made them unique. So you could have done that, and the questing could have been that, so that you still got relatively little experience, or you got no experience because they were basic quests, but you still got gold. Gold would allow you to buy equipment, either buy equipment for yourself or buy materials for what little crafting you could do. That would be a good way to balance it. So you still had at least one of the 3 options for powering yourself up if you were having a difficult time, and that could make it easier on certain people. Having gold and being able to buy equipment, and then obviously having equipment available via the stores, via sellers and stuff, weapons and armor and all that kind of stuff, and accessories, obviously is very key too. But just having it so you could have something for your gold to spend on, that'll make you more powerful. Obviously, just getting armor, us having no armor at all, has been a big bonus, in just getting what little armor we've had. Armor, just getting armor and magic armor has been a big bonus. Our health has gone way up, even from the couple levels we've gotten, and our armor's gone up away. Like everything has just been obviously beneficial to us. Just via from the little bit of armor we've slapped on. We got some very basic pants, gloves, basic armor, and basic helmet. No, we stole the helmet. But then everybody else has got pretty much, similar equipment in every slot. So that little bit that we've equipped on everybody has made it that much easier. So yeah. Okay. Anyways, I think it feels like the beginning area just needs a little bit of a tweak. It just really does. There's 2 really big major issues. The Griff, when the Griff turns on you, I know you don't have to have Griff turn on you, but if you want to fight off Griff, and you want the heroic moment thing, the scenario, that is really fucking difficult to do. The other one, unless you get really prepared for it, fighting off those damn crocodiles is relatively difficult. And the crocodile fight especially was very annoying. And especially what was more annoying is they do an auto save before you go into the fight, which I am thankful for. Don't get me wrong, but that's basic. I mean, you shouldn't be praising somebody for something that's basic. After you win the fight, there should be an autosave. It just should be. You have 5 autosave slots. I have 5 autosave slots, right? And I have 5 quick save slots, and 5 autosave slots. It should autosave before the fight. It should autosave a minute or two, like right after the fight, especially when they know early on. Those are 2 key fights that I think there should be autosaves, because they're relative. The other one should be the one on the boat. Those are 3. Those are 3 key fights in the starting area. They're all very difficult. They're ones that they know a lot of people are going to get into. They're very difficult, and things might happen relatively soon after that you might want to reload a save on, and you don't want to. I mean, you don't want to necessarily have to go through them again because they're bad, but since they're difficult, it's wasted time. Like, if you take a half an hour to play that, if you take a half an hour to do it, even if you're having fun, it's still half an hour of your time. Your time is precious, people, and having to do it over and over and over again and just simply waste a player's time is very insufficient, or it's very bad. So, I suggest that should be improved too. Obviously, I don't know. I mean, obviously, this is a much older game. Don't get me wrong. I wonder. I'm interested to see. The other thing too is obviously is a port from computer. I'm pretty sure it was originally for computer. I don't know if it was developed for all 3 simultaneously. But if it wasn't, I mean, just the way it looks, it does look like it was for computer first. Some of the UI might be changed up a little bit, but I want to say it was computer first. I could be wrong. The quick save, and it does take a little bit of time for. It's just very, not just annoying, but it really takes you out of the game when you're constantly having to think. You can't even. It's not even on a computer where you just have your finger over the button and you constantly hit F5 when you want to, get a quick save in. Like, you got to constantly keep it in mind. Oh, we just did something. I need a quick save in case, I want to backtrack 5 minutes. And there's so many key moments in these games where it's, well, you fucked up, you're going to have to reload. And I don't like games like that. I like games with consequences, but those consequences, like, you're not constantly fearing that if whatever consequence that comes, it just means, like, you're 10 feet in the shitter. Like, you should be getting consequences, but not overly, like, not necessarily, like all of a sudden all the town turns on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, several times, like, the consequence of, like, at least they warned you that Griff and his guys were going to turn on you, but, like, certain things like that, like, I know later on, like, you can get recognized and, like, a whole town turns on you kind of scenario. So there's some pretty big ones. Like, all of a sudden, like, I talked to somebody, like, I was trying to talk to that lady, and I think I just chose the wrong dialogue, and then she shut up. But I think the lizard could talk to her. I just chose the wrong one, and I just don't know which one to choose. And that's kind of like, well, now I got to go back and load my save. Do one of the other options work? Like, why give me 5 options and all of a sudden she's just not going to talk to me? That kind of scenario. It's like all of a sudden it's like, well, she just shut up and she won't say anything to me. So it's like, give the lizard a unique dialogue option or something, then, so I know maybe that's the correct one. I don't know. My point is there's so many, it's like, well, did I choose the right one and I want to go back and reload? There's so many times that you really want to reload rather than just sticking through whatever choice happened necessarily. Or you choose a choice and you want to stick with it, but then your entire party gets wiped, like I said, like with Griff, and you're saying, well, do I really want to choose that choice now because the result is extremely difficult, and I want to role play. So I guess my role play was, well, I'm going to go back and warn the guy, and I'm going to help him. And since there's an assassin here, I'm going to go and help him. So, yeah. Anyways, but you know what? What's really annoying is that you tell on Griff. I mean, you tell on whatever the guy's name is, Spike Tail or whatever his name is, and you don't get the heroic moment. And if you deny telling him who stole him, you get the heroic moment. But if you tell on him, but then go and save him, you should still get the heroic moment. If you tell on him, but then go and run to him and try to save him, and you just like say in your mind is, well, I'm gonna go tell him. I'm gonna like, maybe there's more dialogue options now. I should say like, get out of here, or you need to hide, or something. Because the only way because there's no dialogue options. Maybe, I know there's some weird things, like you can donate money to people and they'll like you more. I don't know. Maybe if I donated money to Griff, maybe I could get him to come out, or maybe I should have picked up lockpicking earlier on. I don't know. But the fact that I go and then the point is I go, I risk my life and I fight on his side and save him. And spare him. Not just spare him, but I go and save him, right? He would have been killed otherwise. And killed for something he did, right? He stole something. And I didn't get the hero thing. I still think you should have gotten the hero thing. I think it should have been either or. I really think it should have been either or. I think it should have been, one of your party members would have been like, oh no. You know, and they should have been like, we should probably go tell him or something. And if you're like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if he does or not. But then you're like, yeah, you know, then you go and save him. That should be a heroic moment. It's not your actions that lead to... It's not necessarily your actions that are leading to his death. It's weird. It's not you tattling on him. He did something bad. You know, it's like telling the cops, well, there's... Okay, murder's a little extreme, but, you know, there's... Say someone robbed a bank, and you're like, well, there's the bank robber, and then the bank robber... Well, they don't know normally, but then the bank robber gets caught. You know, you're not bad for getting the bank robber caught. But say he tries to run away and gets shot in the process. That's not your fault. You know, if somebody does something bad at something first, but it's because Griff isn't a good person. You know, Griff isn't the law necessarily, or he's not a good moral person, and he sent somebody to go kill him. So in case that that, but that's what I'm saying. The game doesn't allow for those small things. Like, I like the game a lot. There's a lot of decent choices, which is cool. Pathfinder 2, I've been realizing that there's a lot of good so far story choices and interesting dialogue choices. But I wished that if you went and saved him after turning him in, it did the same thing, because you're being smart. You're getting one guy out, right, by turning somebody in, but then you're going back and sparing the life of that person. You're going back and saving that person. You're saving both of them, is my point. You could have spared the life of one person and let the other person stay behind and die, or you spare the life of both people. And that's what you did. So I would have liked... I think it would have been better to get the heroic moment in both cases. It would have been... Not many people would have known that you could have gone back and saved the lizard. But then it would have... I think it would have been spread around... obviously spread around later. A lot of people might have gone back and found out, oh, you also get the heroic moment. You get the heroic if you go and fight with him and save him. I don't think you should have just gotten the 600 experience. Instead, you should have also gotten the heroic moment deed or whatever, whatever it's called. I don't know what it is exactly, but anyways, that's my rambling. I am enjoying this so far, though. I know I was sounding furious earlier. It was just the fact that I had to do it 6 times. I wasn't going to waste a resurrection skull because we did not have the money to get another one. If I was going to have to fight, like, I couldn't. I could not. the way they cost over 500 gold. Gold so far is ridiculously, and I was using it to get whatever armor I could so far, and able to simply whatever armor I could to make our team better because we were having such a hard time. So I just couldn't waste the resurrections. I couldn't waste. We still only have 4 of them, so I'm gonna have to wait. I mean, I'm gonna have to use them from now on, probably. So yeah, but all right. I will see you guys later. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. I'll have to see. I might stream for a short period of time. I need to work on some other stuff. I had a whole bunch of other stuff, chores and cooking and some stuff to do today that took up some time that it took away from video editing and stuff. So I want to catch up on that. So I will see you guys later. You guys have a good one. Yeah, we might go ahead and switch back to some Path of Exiles, or we'll do maybe a little bit of both. If I do a little streaming, I might play a little bit of this, and then some not Path of Exiles, sorry. Pathfinder, sorry. Yeah, Pathfinder. There we go. Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Too many R's and P's and too many other games that have similar words in them, so... Alright, you guys have a good one. Check me out over on YouTube if you're watching this on Twitch, or vice versa if you're watching me on YouTube. Greatly appreciate it if you hop over to Twitch and watch me. I don't go live the exact same time every day, though lately I've been going live during the day and in the afternoons, and for a pretty long period of time when I do. But if you want to know exactly when, in my About section on my Twitch, there is a link to both my YouTube, but also to my... Discord. In my Discord, I will post comments. I'll post a comment when I'm going live. So yeah, you can come and hang out with us in there, chat, hang out. If you want to post your gamer tag, if you want to play multiplayer games with us and stuff like that. But otherwise, that is where I don't have a Twitter, or as they call it now, X. I don't know why the heck he changed it. But anyways, I don't have a Twitter account, so that is the only way you'll get live updates for me and exactly when I'm going live. I'm trying to try and stay going live during the day and everything, but just due to health stuff, like yesterday, I was up 48 hours. I didn't stream yesterday, but I was up for 48 hours almost. I only got about an hour and a half of sleep due to just I have no idea why. I slept for about an hour and a half from between 7 and 8 o'clock, or 7 and 9 o'clock, and then I was up all through the next day. So I did not stream at all. And I'll try to tell you guys that if I'm not going to be streaming, but sometimes I'm just out of it, sometimes like that. But if I am going to stream, I'll tell you, hey, I'm going to be streaming in about 20 minutes, I'm going to be streaming in about 30 minutes, and I'll try and tell you what games I'll be playing. That way, if you're interested, you can come stop in. Otherwise, also, if you want to play with us, hop into chat and just ask if we're playing something like Overwatch, or if we're playing Battlefield or Battlefront or any other multiplayer, and you want to jump in, feel free to throw your gamer tag either in chat or into the Discord. And yeah, and we're normally on PS4. Of course, if it's got crossplay, feel free. I also play MTG Arena. If you're looking for someone to play with, throw your MTG Arena gamer tag in there. If you're looking to play any one-on-one, any kind of either test out decks or to play any kind of format that's not supported, and like quick play or something like that, if you want to play Commander, or if you want to play something like Pauper, Singletons, either commons, uncommons only, certain formats, anything like that. Or if you just want to test out a deck, or if you just want to play certain decks, play decks that just normally don't get, just can't have really fun with any other format, and you're just looking for someone to have fun with, totally. Then you can, of course, we can chat, hang out in Discord while we play, or do whatever. So if you're looking for something, go ahead and put your arena, or if you're looking to play with somebody in arena, just go ahead and put your arena tag in the chat, or message me over on Discord. And yeah, so I will see you guys later. You guys have a good one. Bye bye now. Get on out of here.